you chose to work with Mike Tyson, despite the fact that he was a convicted rapist. Did you think about that?
Well, we didn't cast him because he was a convicted rapist. No, and we didn't cast him as a sensationalistic thing either. We cast him because the story took place in Las Vegas. I had heard Mike Tyson had 7 tigers when he was living in Las Vegas. It's a true story, and it just sort of made sense. He played Mike Tyson in the movie. It made sense, you know. It wasn't. So no, it wasn't. To me, I don't think we're sending out the wrong message. First of all, I also have an incredible amount of empathy in my life for people who have struggled with addiction and have come through on the other side. So there's that, you know. And I felt the same way about my casting choice with Mel Gibson. You know, it's just like, here's an alcoholic who struggled. For some reason in this town, we've forgiven many, many alcoholics and drug addicts who have struggled. Maybe not him, maybe it's too soon, I get it, but that's where that came from. And no, but I don't feel, you know, putting Mike Tyson, I don't think by putting that person in the movie, certainly playing himself, is condoning any sort of behavior.
So the second question is, how much do you stand up for what you believe? Because you went with Tyson, you didn't go with Mel Gibson.
Well, you stand up to a point, and then it becomes, you know, you have to put it in perspective. It's a 2-minute cameo. It's not defining the movie. Never did I want it to define the movie, and Mike Tyson didn't define the first Hangover, quite honestly. So then it becomes a point where, well, we're all in this together. You know, a lot of these crew guys I've worked with on 8 films, you know, a lot of the cast I've worked with a few times, and you do, when you work on a movie or a TV show, you're a family. So if something that's a 2-minute little thing in the movie is causing a rift in the family, you also have to think about, well, at what point do you fight this, and at what point is it worth this rift having in this very small, very tight group of people who really are just there to make something great and, you know, funny. So
did you personally then call Mel and say, you know, this isn't going to work out?
Absolutely, yeah.
What was his reaction?
No, we just had a long talk about it, and I explained it, and he certainly understood. You know, he wasn't, you know, happy. But he certainly wasn't upset. I mean, it just was like a kind of a bummer, because I think it was, he understood the intention of the casting and the role. And again, he wasn't playing, very different than Mike Tyson, he wasn't playing himself. He was playing a character, an actor. I'd argue Mel is one of the finest actors in that age range, certainly one of the finest directors. You know, so it wasn't, it was a bummer.